Good morning from Adam and Stevie. Wondering why I left off the two background this morning. Forgot Steve, but it's all right. Let's have a good morning session. Yeah. All right, everybody. It is what? Hump day already? So week is flying by. Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. I'm your host for this pre-market prep session as we wind down the saga of pre-market prep sessions, as I alluded to earlier this week. I'm Adam Holland, stock options expert market strategist, but forever student, right? We're always trying to evolve with the world that's evolving alongside us each and every day. So you never truly master anything or an expert at anything. Excuse me, as I am on the descending end of whatever cold slash flu that I've been dealing with since Saturday. But I'm excited to put a bow on this and kind of transition how this content is delivered. As I alluded to earlier this week, the newsletters have been getting a little bit shorter, and also you guys now are pretty educated on how to handle little bits of information that we get. So really what this whole session was about, what this fun saga of me being, kind of a morning stock news reporter has been about is ingraining market information into the beginning of your day, right? And I believe that we went about accomplishing that as well as being able to preemptively sound the alarm on a number of different things, such as Bitcoin before this run. We have called out big market sell-offs, right? Market explosions. What you over there wanting for, huh? Nope, that's not for you. She thinks everything is for her. Big market explosions. We've called out individual stocks pushing, right? The downtrend break on the market as a whole that ended the recession that we were in, the technical recession, right? So many different things. But all of that can be kind of iterated in this group, right? In the subscription group as well. So while it, has been fun to be here every morning and be able to kind of come together with everyone, it's nice to consolidate and get everything together, and also in a space where even those that can't tune in via stream can get that information as well. So I have yet to figure out exactly what it looks like. Maybe it just is a morning post in the group, something that gets posted on Sunday. Hey, no whining. It's not for you. Something that gets posted on Sunday, um, kind of outlining things for the week, or maybe it's just us going through the Seeking Alpha newsletter and then going through the Market Watch calendar, right? That US economic calendar on marketwatch.com. But still keeping up with this is of the utmost importance, because knowing what you're walking into each and every morning when the market opens is important. Knowing on Monday what you have lined up for the week is very important, right? So everything that kind of this session began with will continue forward in spirit. It'll just be via text instead of via morning live stream. And make sure that you're still investing in yourself, right? Each and every morning to understand what the market's going to bring. Otherwise, it's going to be nothing but a black hole, right? And we don't want that. We want it to be a vehicle for consistent profitability, which is what we've trained us to do. So everybody throw a seven in the chat, right? Throw a seven in the chat for a great, what is it, 3-year run probably for this session. I mean, it's crazy. I think we've been going since 2021. 3-year run for this session. It's been amazing. Like I said, the information will continue in some way, shape, or form. Just won't be via live stream here. But I'm excited about that and excited to get into what we got going on this morning, because I already had alerts going off. DraftKings setting off alerts for us, Affirm setting off alerts for us. Affirm our heaviest position this week, as fintechs and Bitcoin miners both have gotten a lot of volume, and we've taken positions in both, and they've been effective positions as they paid, right? So we've got a number of different, fintech names pushing and getting a lot of volume as we head into Black Friday next week. And the biggest thing about this whole community is making sure that you are thinking in a way that's different from everyone else. Everyone else is thinking, what am I going to buy on Black Friday, right? What am I going to purchase next week? Whereas we are sitting here in markets the week before saying, oh, all of this purchasing that's going to happen next week is spurring a push in these stocks this week. And that's going to allow me to make the money that I can then use to pay for whatever I want to get next week, which is a completely different way of thinking about things, right? This is a producer's mindset, not a consumer's mindset. This is an owner's mindset, not an employee's mindset. And that is what this community is all about, right? So many people are just preparing to throw their money into the, trash chute next week, whereas we are literally making money off of the preparation of that consumer mindset. That's that inside of the white picket fence thinking, right? That's the stuff that changes lineages. right? And that's what we do here each and every morning. What we'll continue to do, even though this is the last week of the Premarket Prep live streams, and you'll be getting that information, via either group message, so we can keep it all in one place, or via some type of email. But regardless, you guys know where I'm at. You know where I get this info. You've heard me talk about it for years. So by now, you know how to process it as well. If we get little info at 9:45, it'll cause some short-term volatility. If it's a holiday week, you know that it'll likely be low volume. The holiday weeks on average end up green more often than not. All the little nuggets that you've been able to soak up, you'll take those and move forward. But the big thing is consistency. Continue to be consistent and make markets a part of your morning. Throw a 5 in the chat if you're good with that, if you can agree with that, to be consistent with yourself and with markets, making them a part of your morning so that you can make sure that you can put your money to work for you as effectively as possible. If that's you, throw a 5 in the chat, make that well known, proclaim it to yourself and to everyone here. And that way we can not only push ourselves to rise farther and further, but keep ourselves accountable along that journey, right? So let's get it cracking here. This morning, our top news, it is showtime. NVIDIA. The grand finale of earnings season is here, with a lot riding on NVIDIA's Q3 results after the bell. Expect impressive numbers due to explosive AI and data center demand, though the level of growth and guidance should be of more importance to the NVIDIA story. Margins are also on watch as the company ramps up its Blackwell GPUs, as well as whether overheating issues related to the coveted processors are real or fake news. I love when me being finally over this like flu thing is real news. Note that options trading should lead to big price swings no matter what is said or reported. So zooming out to see the overall picture may be necessary instead of hurrah post earnings. I also caution everyone here again, anytime you play earnings, if you would not be fine flushing that money down the toilet, do not play it on earnings. Just because here they say, oh, well, whatever happens, it's likely to result in a big price swing. It doesn't have to, right? It really does not have to. So understand that it does not matter what, the fundamentals are around this. We've seen time and time again. Understand earnings is a crapshoot, right? Do I think Nvidia does well? Yes. Do I think Nvidia goes up? Yes. I believe that there are a number of coalescing factors that point to that. You've got QQQ, IWM, both as strong areas of support. There were areas of resistance that we've retested so far. Every single time that's happened in the markets, we've found support there and continue to push higher. There will be a time in which that is not the case. Do I think that time is now? No, not necessarily. It could be, though, if Nvidia does miss, right? Also important to note that the numbers themselves aren't all or wholly what matters. It's also the guidance, right? What they see moving forward, what the outlook is. All of that factors in. So understand that and don't just say, hey, I'm sitting here and I know I've got a big opportunity. I don't have it to waste, but I'm going to take $1,000 and I'm going to put it on Nvidia earnings. Don't do that, right? Don't do that at all. And it doesn't matter if you miss out, because all it takes is for that to go wrong once and you are cooked. Your confidence is shot. You feel like an idiot because you knew it was risky, right? And then you turn away from markets when they have so much normal value to offer, right? Look at how nice a firm has been. Just so easy. It goes, it does its thing, right? MicroStrategy yesterday, right? Square, Palantir, all these different long swings and leaps. Visa, look how easy it's been. You just let get in a nice, responsible position and let it ride, and you can get huge returns. Don't try and get it all in one night. Otherwise, you're putting yourself in a position to lose it, and you can't be mad at it, right? So whatever you do play on earnings, if you play anything, make sure you are fine flushing it down the toilet, and then that way you can't be mad one way or the other. So up and away, NVIDIA really took off following the release of ChatGPT in late 2022, which brought on the generative AI revolution. The marketing darling tripled in 2023, and while there were some initial worries whether there could be an AI bubble, Seeking Alpha subscribers were correct in their assessment as things kept rolling. NVIDIA tripled in price again in 2024, showing the staying power of the AI rally. So, I mean, it's been an incredible run. Putting it in perspective, an investor who bought $10,000 worth of NVIDIA in January 2022 would be sitting on over $100,000 worth of shares today. For all the recent rage enveloping the crypto world, a comparable investment in Bitcoin at the start of 2022 would be worth only $20,000 today. That is an important comparison to make. It's not crapping on Bitcoin, but it's the fact that when Bitcoin moves, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I missed out on the best thing in the world. When I could probably name 10 different things that have moved more than Bitcoin over the course of the past 2 years, 3 years. Now, over the course of the past 20 years, right? because they love to pull out that chart. They're like, no, it's up 10,000% or whatever. That's true, right? That is true. But a lot of people weren't invested in Bitcoin 20 years ago, right? Some people just heard of it 2, 5, 10 years ago. Um, but yeah, that's just important to know because everybody thinks like, oh man, I have to flow into Bitcoin. If you believe in Bitcoin, get some, but like don't think that, oh man, I'm gonna get this and it's going to turn again my 10K into 100K right now, right? Because that's just not the case. Let's see here. While one can play around with positions and time frames, the movement conveys how strong of a force Nvidia has been for markets and its status as one of the heaviest lifters of the S&P 500. Commentary seeking alpha analysts have weighed in ahead of the earnings, including an article from Millennial Dividends on how large Nvidia can grow realistically, and some technical analysis from Michael James McDonald, whoever that is. There have additionally been some bullish notes from the street, including smooth Blackwell progress at Wells Fargo and a price target boost at Truist and Stifel. Don't forget to also explore the latest Nvidia ratings, estimates, financials, transcripts, filings, charts, and virtual analyst reports on Seeking Alpha. So a little plug there at the end. And then as become the norm, that was really our only headline from today. So I'm going to get into what today's markets are looking like percentage wise, looking mostly green. Then we'll finish up with our rapid fire stock news rundown. So in today's markets in Asia, Japan the only red there in Asia, down 0.2%, Hong Kong up 0.2, China up 0.7, whew, India up 0.3. I love when I can breathe through my nose again. In Europe, London we're up 0.1, Paris up 0.2, Frankfurt up 0.4%. Dow up 0.2%, S&P up 0.2, NASDAQ up 0.2, crude up 0.4%, gold down 0.2, Bitcoin up 1.9% to 93,317. That's not a surprise either. We got a ton of volume on those miners and Bitcoin ETFs yesterday, millions and millions and millions of volume. So it makes sense that Bitcoin's starting to get moving again. Got a daily bull flag that is built there, right around price target 1. So we can fire up again soon. Today's economic calendar, a few members of the Fed speaking, Barr at 10 a.m., Cook at 11 a.m., Bowman at 12:15, but none of them are market movers, so not really anything to pay attention to, and nothing on the economic calendar. The biggest thing is just going to be Nvidia reporting earnings today after the bell. That's going to be the biggest thing. So markets are pushing. Not surprising. Again, I outlined earlier this week about IWM and QQQ, how both of them were at strong support areas and were expected to bounce, and they did that exact thing. Whether or not they did it before or after NVIDIA earnings, that was the key. But yesterday we got some short dated call volume that led me to believe it would happen beforehand, but nothing that, I wanted to kind of put everyone in the way of with all the positions that we've already been taking, which has been a significant amount because there's times, in the market to hold them and there's times to, just fire away. And this week has been one of those weeks to fire away. And it's paid very nicely in that vein as we've got, fintechs doing their job and we've got Bitcoin on the move again. So let's see what else we got happening here. Now, rapid fire stock news rundown. More cord cutting. Comcast set to spin off cable TV channels. Walmart hits a new high with outperformance expected to continue. Trump picks Cantor Fitzgerald's Lutnick to lead Commerce Department. Whew. Intuit, H&R Block, ticker HRB, sync as Musk Doge eyes free tax filing app. Oh, wow. EV struggles, Stellantis, ticker STLA delays Ram electric pickup truck. Fresh highs for Vertiv, ticker VRT after outlining strong growth trajectory. Delta Airlines, Shake Shack beef up in-flight meals. That's cool that you can get Shake Shack, while on Delta. SpaceX launches giant Starship rocket but aborts booster catch. JP Morgan's analyst focus list, growth, income, value, short ideas. And then U.S. clears landmines for Ukraine as Kiev strikes Russia with ATACMCs. Yeah, war continuing. It is what it is. All I know is that we do what we continue to do to close the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And I'm super proud that we've been able to do that here, during these free live sessions each and every morning for the past like 3 to 4 years, which has been incredible. So like I said, this week will be the last week of those. Make sure you're tuning in, getting that information. For everybody, as a part of the subscription group, obviously this continues, right? You guys already know the analysis that we do and the breakdowns that we get. So maybe it just turns into a consolidated text post that goes into the group. But I'm excited to, kind of put the close on an amazing chapter, and we'll continue with those same habits that have allowed us to do so many great things in markets this year. And we're finishing on an amazing high note this week. Again, as we have things like Affirm and Square and all of these different fintechs that are pushing and hitting price targets and paying us. Let's do it. Let's crush it and continue to crush it. Um, the past is in your hands, right? Is in your head, excuse me. The future is in your hands. So that's what we're worried about. Doing what we can moving forward to ensure that we continue to be up in front of these moves before they happen, in front of Nvidia, in front of Bitcoin, in front of fintechs, in front of whatever it is that's pushing, right? Making sure that we are there, we are positioned, and we are making money. Because at this point, one stream of income is too close to none. Every single dollar you get has to have multiplicative properties, and those properties are what we kick into high gear here in this community. So if you're not involved, email me, Adam at adamhollandeducates.com. Let's get to work. Other than that, y'all, we'll crush it today. Let's go make some money. We'll have some profit to take at open, so it'll already be a green day up at the start. See you guys tomorrow morning for our next pre-market prep session. Have a good one, beautiful people. Peace.